Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are well. In today's video, I wanted to show you how I've made this wire spiral and jump ring necklace. Let's get started. This necklace I'll be showing you how to make is approximately it's a 16-inch necklace. I've made a series of different spirals. So I've got a closed spiral, I've got a small jump ring, and I've made open spiral as well. And I've got large jump ring here. So I've got a combination of different size spirals, open and close. And for the clasp, I've made a hook and an eye to open and close the necklace. And I'll be showing you how to make this today. The tools I'll be using are, as always, I'll be using my pliers, round nose pliers, chain nose pliers, flush cutter, and my flat nose. I'll also be using my steel block and hammer to hammer my spirals. I've got a ruler to measure my wire. I'll be using 1.2 wire, which is a 16 gauge. You can also make this necklace with a 1mm wire. And for the spirals, I've got a open spiral here that I'll show you how to make. And I've got, for the open spirals, I've got 11 of this on my necklace. And I'll also be showing you how to make a closed spiral. And for the closed spiral, I've got 4 of these on my necklace. I've got a jump ring. It's a large jump ring. And the large jump rings, I've got 12 large ones. And the small jump ring, I've got 24 small ones on my necklace. I've made the smaller jump rings with my round nose pliers. The larger jump rings I've wrapped around a pen, and I'll show you how to do that. The small spirals are approximately 5 centimeters long, and the larger ones are 6 centimeters long. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is show you how to make the closed spiral. I'm just going to straighten my wire, and I'm going to cut about 5 centimeters of my wire. So to make the first closed spiral, you take your round nose pliers, gently make a loop like that. Every time I make a loop, I always cut this straight line. I do this so I can get a perfect round. So I cut the center wire and then I reshape again with my round nose pliers. You get the perfect round shape. Take one of your pliers, either your chain nose or your flat nose, and gently spiral. I also usually encourage your wire by just gently curving in the direction that you want the wire to go. So I'm doing the spirals very tightly, very close. The wires are very close to each other. So once you reach the top, I usually leave about approximately 1 centimeter at the top, so I can do a loop at the top. Take your round nose pliers, position it, and then roll in the opposite direction. I'm using the tip of my round nose pliers. And as you can see, there's this sharp straight line here. I'm going to cut this inside wire because I want a perfect round. And then reshape. And here's your mini spiral. This part is optional. You can gently hammer on the steel block. Just gently. Or you can also use your flat nose pliers just to make sure everything is in place, it's all nice and flat. So this is your mini spiral, and I've used 4 of this on my necklace. The next one I'm going to show you is the open spiral. So for this one, I use 6 centimeters of wire. Take your round nose pliers again and make a loop with your round nose pliers. Cut your inside wire so you get the perfect round. And then reshape in your round nose. Next, take one of your pliers, either your chain nose or your flat nose. And before I start to spiral, as you can see, this wire is quite straight. I'm just going to encourage the wire in the direction I'm going to be doing my spiral. So this helps you get the perfect shape. So just encourage the wire around. But make sure this time we're doing an open spiral, it's not going to be as tight, so just loosely curve the wire around. I'm using both hands to just gently mold my spiral around like that. And again, the top part should be approximately 1 centimeter, that I will now use my round nose pliers to make a loop in the opposite direction. So we'll be using these loops to hang our jump rings. So make your loop. And this is pretty round already, but I always love the perfect round. So just to be sure, I'll cut the inside wire and then I'll reshape. And here's your open spiral. You can gently hammer on your and your steel block. Okay, so for the open spirals, I've used 16 of these on my necklace. So the next thing I'm going to show you to make is the jump rings. The smaller jump rings I've made on my round nose pliers, and the larger ones I've made using a pen. To make my large jump rings, I'll be using a pen to wrap my wire around. This pen is quite smooth, so the jump rings will be really smooth, whereas if you use these pens have a raised sort of groove on them, so your jump ring will be slightly different shape. But for now I'm going to be using this smooth pen. So cut some of your wire. Going to cut roughly about 30 centimeters. Take your pen, take your pen and position the wire in the middle, and then just gently wrap around the pen. Try and keep the wires quite close together. So when you reach the end, don't use your fingers to press the wires down. You're going to end up hurting yourself. I'm going to use my flat nose pliers. Just press the wire around the pen. Turn your pen around and repeat the same step on the other side. Just wrap around. If you find, I'm using 1.25, which is 16 gauge, difficult, you can use 1 mil, which is 18 gauge, or you can use 0.8, but it won't be as strong. But see which wire gauge you feel comfortable with. And there you go. Here's your large jump ring. So next, remove your jump rings from your pen. Take your flush cutters. Going to position and start to cut the jump rings. So when you cut, the flat side of your flush cutters is this side. This side is going to be quite sharp. So when you cut your jump ring, remove it. So you will see, so I know that the flat side is on this side. So you now need to just turn your pliers around so you make this side flat as well, because you need 2 flat sides for the jump rings to close easily. So do this step with the other side, otherwise your jump rings will not close properly if you've got one side flat and the other side is sharp. Okay, so next thing to do is hammer your jump ring. side. And to close your jump ring, you need to use 2 pliers. So I've got my flat nose and my chain nose. So position your 2 pliers sort of like an A shape, letter A, and then just gently wiggle the wires together to close your jump ring. If you find, sometimes run your finger at the top, if you find some wires are sort of sticking out, if you then, I've got the ice cream van outside, I'm sure you can hear the music. I've got my window open, it's very hot. We're having a hot summer here. I'm filming my video in August. I need the window open. So if you find this part is sharp, take your chain nose pliers and just gently round that off. Okay, so usually this side might be a bit sharp because we hammered it, the wire sort of stretches, so it's sort of raised a bit at the top, and I can feel it here. So just use your pliers to just flatten this down. So you need to do this step with all your jump rings. So that's the large one. The next one I'm going to show you is the smaller one. I'm going to straighten my wire. My smaller jump ring. Let me make some space. Smaller jump rings I've made with my round nose pliers. I've used the bottom part of it. So position your pliers right at the bottom and just gently roll around the bottom of your round nose. Take your time to do this. So I'm guiding the wire with my left hand and then turning the pliers with my right. So stop when you've finished the wire. Don't try and push that down. You'll damage your fingers. You don't want to do that. So I'm going to do the same step that I did with the larger jump rings. Cut. Cut your jump ring. And then again, one side will be sharp. So I can see this is the flat side. So I'm going to repeat the same step and cut this side to make both sides flush. I'm going to hammer that now. Take this away, I don't need it anymore. take your pliers and make an A shape, and then just gently bring the two together. Okay, and there's your small jump ring. Okay, so far we've made our small jump ring, we've made the large one, we've made your open spiral, and we've made the smaller one. Okay, so the last thing for me to show you is the hook. It's the hook and eye. Okay, so the hook and eye is what I use to close my necklace, to open and close my necklace. With. Okay. So I'll show you how to make the hook and eye. For the hook and eye, I've used 10 centimeters, so you'll need 2 of these. So the first thing I'll show you to make is this. It's just like a connector, and we'll be doing a wrapped loop for this one. So we'll leave approximately 3 centimeters at the 3 centimeter mark. I'm using my round nose pliers. Make a bend away from you, so 90 degrees bend, like that. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my wire up and over. Okay, so the next step I'm going to do, so as I'm going to remove my pliers so you can see what I'm doing. So my pliers are like this. The next movement I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my pliers like that. Okay, so my pliers are going to do this, and then I'm going to bring this wire forward. So insert, my wires are going to come like that, and then I'm going to bring this wire forward. I'm just going to straighten that out. So this is what you're trying to achieve. Okay. So the next thing to do is use your flat nose pliers and wrap this wire tail around the neck. Like that. And to press this wire down, I'm going to use 2 pliers. I'm going to hold it with my chain nose and then use my flat nose to gently press that wire down. So that's the first part. Okay. So the next, I'm going to repeat the same step on the other side. I'm going to leave approximately 1/2 inch And I want my loop a bit bigger on the other side, so I'm going to just do it further down on my round nose pliers. I'm doing this because you need to be able to get your hook inside. So if this is too small, you won't be able to get your hook inside. So repeat the same step. Bend the wire so you get this shape. Yeah. Position. So I'm positioning it a bit lower down on my round nose pliers because I want a larger loop. And then I'm going to bring the wire up, over and down. So you get this shape. Okay. And then the next step is to reposition your pliers. So my pliers are going to be like this. The movement I will do is like this, and then I'll bring this wire forward. Position, down, this wire comes across the front. And then I'm just going to twist around. So both loops are facing the same direction. So this is what you're trying to achieve. Don't worry I mean, this takes a while to understand, so don't worry. I'll be doing lots of necklaces with this technique, so lots of repetition would help you. And then I'm going to wrap the wire tail around, filling in this gap. And then I'm going to cut off the excess. And here's your hook. So I'm now going to show you how I've made the hook. I've used 10 centimeters of wire. The first thing to do is take your round nose pliers and make, using the tip of my round nose pliers, just make a tiny loop at the tip. And again, I'm just going to cut that straight line and then reform like that. I'm going to form the shape around a pen. So this shape here, I've used a pen. You can use your round nose pliers as well. You can also use the base of your round nose pliers. Have your pen. Just shape around the top of your pen. Like this. Just going to straighten that line. It's a bit like a shepherd's hook. Next thing to do, so leave approximately 1.5 centimeters from where you did the loop. So 1.5 is roughly here. And cut that wire off. And I'm going to repeat the same step, but on the opposite direction. Make another loop. I'm going to cut that sharp edge and reshape. So this would then fit and there you go. So this would be how you'd open and close your necklace. Okay. So I've laid out the pattern that I used for my necklace. I'll try and get a bit closer for you to see. So this my necklace I've done with bare copper wire, and after a while copper gets a beautiful antique look. I really like this look. So eventually this piece of jewelry I'm making would look the same as this one with a lovely antique look. So I'm just going to get a bit closer just to show you the pattern that I've used. So the pattern that I've used for my necklace, so starting the hook and eye, it's not actually symmetrical. I'm not really fussed about having both sides exactly the same. So my necklace is quite organic and it's not the same on both sides. So from the hook, I've got one jump ring. I've got a small jump ring here, a large one, a small spiral, large jump ring. I've got 3 large jump rings, 2 small ones, open spiral, 4 small jump rings here, 3 jump rings, the larger ones, small closed spiral, small jump ring, open spiral, small jump ring, large jump ring, small jump ring, open spiral, small jump ring, open spiral, small jump ring, closed spiral, small jump ring, open spiral, small jump ring, open spiral, small jump ring, large jump ring, small jump ring here, open spiral, small jump ring, large jump ring, small jump ring, open spiral here, small jump ring here, open spiral, small jump ring, closed spiral here, and a large jump ring. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start linking some of them to show you, and then I'll do the rest off camera. Otherwise this video will be very long. So I've taken my small jump ring, and to open up your jump ring, this is the position. So my right hand goes towards me and this hand will go away from me like that. So this is how you open and close your jump rings. Going to hook that on, and then that links onto the large jump ring. And then I'm going to open up the large jump ring. And then the next jump ring will go inside. I've used my fingers to open that. Pressing that down, make sure it's closed. And as you're linking these, make sure you run your fingers along just to make sure there are no sharp parts. And if there are, use your chain nose pliers to flatten that down. One open like a door. The next one is a small jump ring. Next one is another small one. Attach and close. So next one is an open spiral. Just going to open. This is where we are so far. Looking good. Put this down. I know this is a bit time consuming, making all these components, but it's a beautiful necklace. You'll be so pleased once you've made it. All my jump rings are closed because when I'm making my jump rings, I find that I like to close them and then reopen them. I like to shape them first and then open them again. Keep checking just to make sure. Here we are so far. Nearly there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the rest off camera and then I'll get back to you. So I've gone ahead and attached most of the jump rings on file. Just got a few more jump rings to attach. will be finished. The last jump ring. Just knocked my camera there. One of my jump ring just separated. I didn't close it properly. You need to make sure that all the links are attached properly, especially if you're making this for someone. And there you go. Here's your lovely necklace. My jump ring just came apart again. So take your time and check each one. And finally, I'm just going to attach this jump ring to the hook and prime. Here's your gorgeous necklace. So I'll show you a close-up. Got a hook and eye. I've got the closed spiral. Oops, sorry, you can't see closed spiral and open spiral. Small jump ring. Open spiral. Large and small jump rings. I just love the spiral, the variation of small and large jump rings, and also open and closed spiral. Lots of texture in this necklace. Hope you've enjoyed making this necklace with me. As always, please send me photos of your necklace. I would love to see what you've been making. Okay, look after yourselves, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Thanks for watching, and I do hope you found that video useful. As always, please send me photos of your necklace. I would love to see what you've been making. I'm wearing mine. Please make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.